hey, Bradley, can you please pull up the clip of Joe Manchin explaining that he's blocking the increase in defense spending because he's worried about inflation and its impact on constituents? I'm sure you have it because it's his number one concern with spending. Yeah, it's a good point. Let me cue up that clip that we have of Joe Manchin, who's concerned about inflation.
I'm concerned about inflation.
Yeah, this is apparently in the last NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act. It's an annual bill. It basically provides the budget for the Pentagon. There was a provision in there that a report must be released as to the final tally of funding hikes that happen over the course of the year. This provision came from Lisa Slotkin. Good for her. It is a new assessment of congressional funding hikes. And nobody's apparently reported on this except for The Hill, or Roll Call, I should say, just came out with this 2 days ago. The report is unique, it writes, in that it provides an official Defense Department record of how much Congress added in total and where the money went. What Congress added for this current fiscal year, more than $58 billion worth of military projects that the administration nor the Pentagon asked for.
It's a grand tradition.
Yes. Now, remember, they got over $750 billion to start with. So an extra $58 billion. We'll play that clip of Joe Manchin talking about how dangerous this is for inflation. Because all this money, supposedly you're going to hire workers, right, to build the equipment. And this money's going into the system. The money doesn't just evaporate. The additions, and this is the amazing thing, we're not even on the so-called unfunded priorities list. So Pentagon officials and department officials send to Congress each year items that didn't make it into the budget, but if there was extra cash, this is what needs to be, these things need to be funded because they're underfunded. There are at least a half dozen ships worth over $4 billion that Congress bankrolled that were not on the unfunded priority lists. Never mind the actual budget request.
It's also for unspoken priorities.
Yes. $1.8 billion to begin buying third destroyer that appropriators said was required under contract and parts for future destroyers. $775 million for a fleet oiler refueling tanker ship. $590 million for expeditionary fast transport ship. $577 million for expeditionary sea base, a logistics platform. This is my guess. Look at the people on the Defense Appropriations Committee. Look at their district. All of these things are built in their district. $250 million to start buying parts for new amphibious transport dock ship. $235 million for 3 smaller vessels called ship-to-shore connectors. The Air National Guard received $1.8 billion to buy 16 C-130J transport planes. Look who makes those. $900 million for a dozen Super Hornet fighters for the Navy. Another $2 billion plus for classified programs above the level the Pentagon formerly sought. I don't know what the F is that. $14.3 billion more for responding to emergencies, including the U.S. military pullout from Afghanistan, as if the money we appropriated there wasn't enough. The war in Ukraine, massive leak of Navy jet fuel into drinking water in Hawaii. The Pentagon's base budget has grown 48% from fiscal 2017 to
2017. That sounds inflationary.
sounds a little bit inflation. In fact, it exceeds the rate of inflation.
Really?
Seems like that number of dollars is inflating.
The 2023 budget would add $37 billion to the amount that the president requested for all national defense programs. And then I imagine they clearly have the ability to add $60 billion at least over the course of the year. And just like little chippers type of legislation. But at least that money's not inflationary.
At least. When it goes into the Pentagon, it's in an inflation-free zone. They have very tight security there.
Yep. So there you go. And then let's play the clip of Joe Manchin saying that that's inflationary.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, that's it. Bingo, bango. You heard it.